Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about Nintendo Switch, 3DS, RetroArch, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about RetroArch, and it appears that the RetroArch website has been hacked. This is the LibRetro website, and this is the RetroArch website. Both say almost the exact same thing, and this is not what they're supposed to say. So right now, if you're trying to download RetroArch, chances are you're not going to find it on their website. In the interim here, I'll leave a link to their build bot in the description below, and feel free to check that out. Their latest build should be up here. Next up, we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation on Android with performance-based fork of Citra, Citra MMJ, where MMJ stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano. And Citra MMJ just got a brand new update, and unfortunately I cannot recommend it. Now, since Citra MMJ is based on Citra, it is supposed to be free and open source, and unfortunately it doesn't appear that that's fully the case anymore. This happened in the past, and at that point in time I stopped recommending Citra MMJ. And Gamer64 here took a look at the source code and said when I try to compile the source there are a lot of errors. So it doesn't seem like the source code for this one is complete. Furthermore, things look even worse. Reddit user Mitsu3 over on Reddit Emulation on Android took a bit of a deeper dive on this one and found some very unsettling things. It appears that Citra MMJ may be collecting user data, with a big emphasis on may. The final verdict isn't out there just yet. Some people are saying this is the worst thing ever. Some people are saying it's not a big deal at all, and what they're calling for here is absolutely normal. Virus Total doesn't seem to like it though, and I'm questioning what exactly is going on here, considering the source code appears to not be fully open, which is violating GPL licensing. So my advice to you, if you are using Citra MMJ and refuse to switch, just make sure to disable network access for it. The better option here is just to go to citra-emu.org and pick up the real version of Citra. It's come a long way. It's getting a lot better, especially since Vulkan is in it. And speaking about getting better, next up we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Ryujinx, and Ryujinx had a whole bunch of updates today. I am not joking with you here. There were about 14 different releases of Ryujinx today. In one of those releases, there were improvements to the Vulkan render, specifically with Tears of the Kingdom. On Linux, it now uses game mode if it's available, and they say here it may improve performance on some supported systems. On top of that, there were a number of different improvements for macOS build, and some of them are still in progress. Moving on, and we're still talking about Nintendo Switch emulation, but switching over to Yuzu, the other Switch emulator on PC, and this one also got a brand new update. So in mainline build 1448, it fixes a graphical issue that could appear in the depths in Tears of the Kingdom. In mainline version 1450, we've got some performance improvements. It improves in-game load times in Tears of the Kingdom and Fire Emblem Engage with ROMFS mods enabled. And it also improves performance by about 6% in the demanding areas such as late game lookout, and I'm not going to keep reading that because it's spoilers, but there are improvements for Tears of the Kingdom. And furthermore, for the paid testing early access version of Yuzu 3621, there's a very interesting performance update. It improves the OpenGL performance by about 50% in games like Tears of the Kingdom and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It'll take about 2 weeks, give or take, or possibly even sooner to see this change in the mainline build. And speaking about mainline builds, next up we're talking about Game Boy emulation with GameRoy. GameRoy is an emulator and debugger for the Nintendo Game Boy written in Rust, and this one just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 0.3.0 is the latest update, and we've got some fixes and some pretty big improvements. They've added thumbnails to the ROM list UI. They've increased the interpreter performance by about 4 times. They've also implemented a dynamic recompiler, which is 70% faster than the interpreter version. GameRoy is free, it's open source, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. Moving on, and we're quickly talking about Dolphin, and I've been getting a lot of questions as to what Dolphin's next steps are after receiving the DMCA to remove Dolphin off Steam from Nintendo. While the Dolphin team is probably the best people to answer this, and I'd recommend asking them and not myself, at the same time here, if I were to speculate, I think the easy path forward would be to split Dolphin up into 2 different parts. Dolphin GameCube, and Dolphin Wii. From my understanding, it's the Dolphin Wii part that's causing the problem with the decryption keys. The Dolphin GameCube part doesn't have any of those issues, so they could possibly split it into Dolphin GameCube, put that on Steam, and try to figure out what to do with Dolphin Wii, but that's just my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Realistically, just be patient. Let the Dolphin development team figure out what they want to do next. In the meantime, you can still pick up Dolphin right from their website. It's still free and still open source. And as soon as I know more about this entire situation, you'll know more. And last up here, we're talking about Fortnite. If you still play this game, you might be excited to know that Optimus Prime is apparently coming to the game. There will be an Optimus Prime skin as well as some other goodies. I'll drop a link to this tweet in the description below in the event that you wanted to learn more. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.